Hey, spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Get Philosophical in Civilization 6. Now, some of you might not get that reference, but some of you will. Some of you may indeed get that reference. And now we have a new technology to pick. So we managed to get replaceable parts, mainly for the +1 food adjacency for farms, and we also got the +1 production from lumber mills. We are also having picked up, we've also picked up electricity and chemistry. So it's time for us to make some decisions about what our next steps are. I would like to pick up flight because a few aerodromes might be handy. Because they do have some production in them, which is, makes them worthwhile in my opinion. Where's the... There might only be... If I right click on the aerodrome, there might only be... Yeah, there's only 2 buildings, but the upgraded ones are, they're pretty decent. So what's the big things for me to pick up? I think I can go for rocketry now. I think that's reasonable. So I'm going to go for rocketry and see where that takes me. So it's going to take me to flight first, that's fine. In Baghdad, I have done what? Turned down for what? I have more amenities. Well, arena upgrade. Let me see here. When do I get the stadium? There's a zoo upgrade. Oh, I might stop off for a zoo. Do I go for ideology? I'm gonna stop off for zoo. Yeah, I'm gonna stop off for zoo. At the very least, I think that's a worthwhile thing to do. To stop for a zoo. Also, it'll get me archaeologists, which I can use to grab a little bit of extra culture. I can get some extra culture. So I'll go for mass media, and then I will go for conservation. I think, well, conservation will come after, well... Conservation may come afterwards, because I want to spend some of this stuff on national parks. But we'll see. I think then I will go for ideology, and I think suffrage is the one I want to go for, right? Patronage of great people. District project yield. Yeah, that's the one I want. I want to go for suffrage. In the big picture sort of thinking, although that's a really expensive tech. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go for natural history, conservation, suffrage, and that's what I'll do. I'll go this path, because I do want conservation and stuff like that, but how badly do I want them? But the timing of when they come as mana, yeah, it's all... Whoa, I didn't mean to build that. You know what? It's a one-turn build. I'll let it go through. Plus it gives me a little bit of culture, which might shave... Although at this point in the game, am I really going to be shaving many turns off things? I don't really know. So let's see here. In Aleppo, we just finished the bank upgrade. So how's this city's food surplus? The food surplus in here is incredible. So it might be worth it to grab some neighborhoods. Neighborhood does whatever a neighbor could. I don't want to destroy some of these lumber mills. These viable lumber mill tiles, but I will kill this over here. Yes. Unused tile, grab a neighborhood. You have a plenty of population. Although your food rate has dipped. You have dipped below acceptable levels. And there is some food in the temple. So we will go ahead and grab those things. I'm going to keep some food people. I'm going to keep a couple of trade routes here just to help this city be fed. Because otherwise it might struggle a little bit. And I think similarly, I'm going to go for the high food ones over here too. Like Mecca is +5 food here, which is really good. And then I'll also go ahead and I'll pick up a little bit of extra food over here in Homs. Lighthouse. Do I want a lighthouse? I don't think I do. Yeah, no, I do. The lighthouse will give me growth potential, which is what we really want, right? Because it's +1 food, +1 gold. Yes. That's what we want. We want the lighthouse. I have 2 envoys, and nowhere I can really get upgrades. Although, I think I'll put 1 into Brussels. What does Brussels... No, recruit a great artist? That's never fucking happening. Good luck, Brussels. I am going to go over here and rework some of these tiles into farms, like I said last episode. I do have a spy over here. Steel radio. I don't really care about that. What I really want is just some, like, gold. because I can use gold to get whatever I want. I'm going to stick down a pasture here because that seems like a pretty damn good tile. And then I might do like a farm triangle over here or something. You might do like a triangle of farms. We'll see exactly what we do. I could put a lumber mill, although this is not on a river tile. So it might not be worth it. It may not be worth it. So what I'm gonna do instead is chop, 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 chop. Boosh. And chop out that district. Gadoosh. How's the food over here? Decent food. I might do farms here. I don't think that would be unreasonable to do farms here to help the city grow taller. Next turn. Looks like we found a tribal village with one of our dudes. When you go pick that up. Unit needs orders. I'm amazed that we're still finding tribal villages. Although, aren't there like places in the world today that are still like unexplored? Or not necessarily unexplored, but they're like, there's like natives, like people who have no idea of technology, like not even like, you know, hand carts with wheels. Like they're living an extremely tribal lifestyle in the forest and stuff like that, which is crazy. It's really interesting, but it's also kind of crazy that, you know, there's this like lineage of we have a super hyper advanced society, near global society, right, that's interlinked with phones and computers and technology, and then coexisting in this niche is this primitive society. Or I don't want to say, sometimes I feel like primitive is like talking down to people, but primitive in the sense that they, you know, technologically primitive. And they're like living in the forest, just like being human, like being the human animal, which is fucking crazy. If you stop and think about it, that shit's wild. So Homs, so let's have a look at Cairo. I just finished a neighborhood and you're gonna grow like crazy, right? Yes, because you have like a massive food surplus. To the point where I'm considering just like building more neighborhoods. Let me go ahead and get some aerodromes. Aerodromes would increase this. I think theater squares could do some good work here. Huh, what do I... Oh, you know what I'm going to get? I'm going to get an entertainment district. And I'm going to stick it down on top of these quarries. Because these quarries, I feel like they've served me well. But I think they've done enough for me. In Baghdad, you just finished your arena. So let's have another look at how you're doing. How you doing? So you've got a lot of production here going on. Stacy's mom has got it going on. Sorry, that song came into my head when I said going on for some reason. Holmes, do you really need all of these farms? Do you really? Well, I suppose Baghdad doesn't really need farms, does it? Do I feel comfortable killing a mine? I really don't. This one here I feel comfortable killing. I might stick a theater square there. Oh, but you know what this city needs? This city needs a neighborhood. It's got it going on. I need it. Alright, I'm gonna stick a neighborhood there. That song is gonna be stuck in my goddamn head all day now because I started singing it. Has that ever happened to you? Just the song comes into your head and then for not even days, it can be weeks, dude. It can be literal fucking weeks where this song is just in your head forever, and you can never get rid of it. It never goes away. It's just in there, playing over and over and over and over and over. I'm gonna get more traders. Actually, I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. I'm gonna grab a sewer upgrade here because I'm a little bit light on the old housing. Let's see you. How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm gonna grab the library upgrade for the amenity. I'm trying to just keep my amenities high and stuff like that. I will pick up the ship, although this place needs housing. Um, grab the sewer. I will stick a farm down here. Baboosh. Although working these sea tiles is a much better proposition than these. Although when I stick farms on them, they might be better. So let me go ahead. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to purchase another builder over here. Let's get this city up and running a little bit quicker. Yep, I will build this. Okay, so what unimproved tiles do you have? Still those bananas down there. Yep, I'm going to put a farm over here. Next turn. Well, I could put a lumber mill there on that hill, which wouldn't be too bad. God damn it. These goddamn cuirassiers. God, it sounds wrong when I say that. I feel like I'm saying like a rude word when I say cuirassiers. I'm just going to call them cuirassiers. I feel more comfortable that way. This is like a major complaint of mine. I know we're only on Emperor difficulty, but seriously, like the AI declared war on me, and I have not seen a single unit in my general vicinity. All of the units that I've seen have been like attacking my explorers, and it's like, who gives a shit? You can kill them. I don't care about those guys. They're literally, their only point is to find shit for me. I don't care about them. I'm gonna grab a sewer upgrade. Choose production here in Homs. Homs is growing pretty damn quick actually because it has a massive food surplus. Do you have tiles? Yeah, you do need improved tiles. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab another builder. You know what? It's actually not worth it to build builders at this point. I think I'm just gonna purchase them. So let me go ahead in here and I'll purchase this builder, and then instead what I'll do is I will, because building infrastructure is just way better. Always way better in my opinion. When you grab a bank, a little bit more money, a little bit more science. Here I will go ahead and you've made a trader. Now where do I want that trader to go? I think I'm going to keep it in Mecca because Mecca's food surplus is a little bit light right now. Oh, that's a good food surplus. I think I'll move it over to Araka. I'll give Araka 3 trade routes. Is a perfectly reasonable amount in my opinion. Here you finished your research labs and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and grab the bank. Keep the gold production increasing. There is the madrasa upgrade, which would be handy to get at some point. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get the madrasa upgrade. Suez, how are you doing? You need another builder. So I will purchase you a builder. Why don't you get to work on a sewer for housing? Let's see here. Stockholm. I have 3 envoys now, and I will send them to Geneva to get a science boost out of it. So if I go in here now and I adjust this, I go up to not much science out of it, but hey, it's more than 0, right? More than 0, which is all we can really ask for. I think you actually have an absolutely massive food surplus, so you don't actually need a trader, right? So I'm going to move you over to Mecca. Or Baghdad, sorry, not Mecca. Mecca already has its traders. I'm going to put a farm, I'm going to start sticking down some farms up here. Maybe getting into the water will protect you, we'll see. Oh, there's a settler over there that I could steal. I mean, not that I'll get very far with it, but maybe I could steal it and delete it. That could be fun. I will stick a farm down here. And they probably won't work that farm for a little bit, but if I chop down like this tile and then, or maybe put another farm over here, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm not sure what you're doing here. I think I just actually got you out of a tribal village, I think, perhaps. I have an ironclad here. You go ahead and do some damage to these guys. Next turn. I do have to say I'm pretty satisfied with how this this group of mods, I think it produced like a really satisfying and interesting game for me. Maybe not so much for the viewer, I can't really tell, you know, I kind of have to get feedback on you guys, like what do you think of the game and all that sort of thing. But I think this was definitely fun and interesting for me. I might even, when I'm doing my next game, I've been actually really considering, for some time now, oh, it looks like one of the mods bugged out. For some time now, I've been seriously considering going back to Civilization 5 and 6 and doing, you know, occasional playthroughs of them. So that's something I might do. So keep an eye out for that if I have said this thing by the time that happens. So I mean, I'm going to grab, although I really don't want this. I'm going to recruit this, but I think I'm going to regret it. No, I don't regret it at all. I'm happy with my decision. So you just got your sewer upgrade. What else do you need? You really could use a commercial hub, I suppose. Now, where to put that thing? I mean, I could put it here and I'd get a decent chunk out of it. I mean, it would cost me 6 production, but whatever. Look, let's do it. It cost me a bit of production, but it's not like it matters a huge amount. Broadcast Center, +4 culture, musician points. Huh, let me have a look here. I think it's really dumb that you can earn musician points in the industrial. Well, it's not that dumb actually, because you store the great works of music in like these wonders and stuff, I suppose, for the first bit. I just finished a trader here. You're gonna get me another trader. Athens. I think I'm actually kind of good on the whole science thing. Why don't you pick up archaeological museums, because then I'll be able to get archaeologists. And then here in Barca, why don't you pick me up some... Well, you're about to grow, right? Yes, you're about to grow, which will mean you're pretty close to this. I tell you what, you could actually build me a builder. I don't think that's too unreasonable for me to ask of you. You can hear my dogs bark. You can probably hear my dogs barking in the background. If you can't, just assume that I'm a crazy person who doesn't actually have dogs. And I'm just imagining my dogs are barking. Usually when the dogs are barking, it means somebody's about to ring the doorbell. So there may be any interruption shortly, but I might be lucky and it might be them barking at the neighbors, which, you know, screw my neighbors. Dogs bark at them. You know, whatever. Choose production. So here in Araca, what do I want to get out of this city? I think I'm kind of getting what I want out of it. I think, actually, you know what? Entertainment district would be really good. And I might even stick an entertainment district over here because that will provide adjacency bonuses for a lot of these guys. Stinny. Stinny. We'll stick an entertainment district because getting amenities is going to be really important for me. I will stick a farm down here and then I'm going to actually get this city to work those farms. Yeah. Could you purchase some tiles? Or how fast are you taking to grow? I think I purchased the tile that you were growing to, so I'll come back and look at you again maybe later. Library? Librarily? Maybe. We completed the fucking pillaged my harbor. That's so dumb. And there's like a bug with the harbor thing too that really annoys me. Grants 1 oil and trade routes to +2 for each. Alright, so I'm 3471 up to 3471. Great, that didn't give me anything. Trade route to Cairo. Ooh. Other bonuses. I'm getting a lot of gold out of these things. I'm mainly looking for food in this city. When you go to home, they get a little bit of food out of it. Now, this city I'm mainly looking for production out of these trade routes. And I think there is something to be said about centralizing your trade routes, but I think there's also something to be said about spreading them out. I think there's a viable option in both. I'm going to put you on auto explore because I don't give a shit what you do. I want to make sure these should be valuable tiles to work now. Yep. So this city should grow a little bit quicker because of these farms. couple of mines to help production, and then a lot of farms to help growth, I think, is a perfectly reasonable way to do things. I'll stick a farm down here also, and they should also work that. Yeah, look at that. These are good tiles. Promotion available. Can't see through woods and jungle. When you go pick that up in a couple of turns, I will kill here for funsies. We do some exploration. Ooh, we captured a settler. Yoink, I guess, is the correct pronunciation of got him. Next turn. Oh. God, I remember. You know that D's nuts meme? I remember. God, that meme is so much older than you guys think. Like, if you were around and, you know, I can't remember what the guy was, but the guy was like on the phone and he's like ringing a dude and he's going, hey, you know, blah, blah. He goes like, who is it? And he goes, D's nuts. And then he goes, ha, got him. You know, the D's nuts meme is actually like really old. And I used to like annoy my American friends who I used to hang out with and play games with, by doing it wrong, right? They would say like D's nuts, but I would say it like these nuts. And I would say it like really properly, and I would just really piss them off. Ignore this request. Okay, my agent was killed. Not an ideal outcome. I mean, I'm not thrilled about it. I'm not super... Like, that's weird. These tiles are owned by no city. See these two tiles right here? These aren't owned by anybody. Or anybody that can work them. And that's a big problem with the game that I've noticed. And I think I've alluded to this before. That sometimes tiles are just not owned by anyone. So I'm going to take these for this city. And the game doesn't really tell you which tiles aren't owned by anybody. These two tiles were just not owned by anyone. And I think this wheat tile over here is another culprit that isn't owned by anybody. And somehow these mountains are owned by someone. Oddly. Yeah, you have to kind of go through and make sure shit didn't get too fucky. Like, there's a cow over here that's owned by nobody. Like, if I look here, this city doesn't own this cow. Oh wait, no, did I mix those up? Oh yeah, I did. No, it looks fine. But yeah, like, that sort of thing is like such a like, I don't even want to say a huge design oversight, but it kind of is. It's a design oversight, right? It's a fundamental part of the game that just is broken, that just doesn't work correctly. And I feel like there's no other way to say that. There's no other way to say that it's fucked, dude. There's nothing. It's not right. It's messed up. Okay, Homs. Yo, Homs, smell you later. I don't really feel pressured for more science right now. All I really would be doing it for is for the +1 grade scientist point, which at this point isn't very much. So what I would really be looking for here is perhaps something like an entertainment complex to keep my morale up. And I will stick an entertainment complex down. I want to minimize the amount of tiles that I hurt. And I think this kind of is the choice there, even though it hurts 2 tiles with 2 food, but that's fine. Again, entertainment complex is here at this point in the game. I just need the amenities really bad. These amenities. I'm going to stick them down over here. I'm going to choose production here. This trader is going to be going to Baghdad as well. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab... housing, you're just fine. I'm going to grab... I could be doing some of these like work projects. Like, do I want this great engineer? I don't really want this great engineer, but I could just do the projects to get him quicker. Like, does any of these things really appeal to me? +4 culture actually kind of appeals to me. I'll grab it because it's worth it. Here, I've got a lot of work to do in this city. Looks like a good place for a neighborhood over here on this peninsula. I love it when sometimes the game makes it easy for you to make decisions, and I think that's like a really fun thing. It's like when it's like sometimes Like I think you need to kind of have almost everything in a little bit of balance. I think it's okay to occasionally have like easy to make decisions, but it's also okay to have difficult to make decisions. But I think too much of one or the other, I think signals like an imbalance in the fundamental experience, and not only in like a game, but in life in general, right? If all your decisions are simple, maybe there's something's not quite right with what's going on in your life. So we should be picking up some of these farms here soon with these new people. I want to go down and chop some of these things and get farms everywhere. I think I'm just going to throw down farms to help these cities grow, and then I'll like modulate them as they get bigger with more production. Yeah, but I'm going to call that the end of this episode, so I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Right before I go, though, I'm going to quickly go over the world rankings here. Overall, again, we're leading in science. We're not doing so good in domination, although we are actually kind of winning in that too. We're ahead in score. You could show the details of that, but who cares about that? In terms of science, we are about to start building a spaceport and launching a satellite. Culturally, we don't care. And domination, we don't really care. But I want to thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this series. Please remember, if you want to see more from me, you can subscribe to my channel to get notified when new videos come out. If you want to directly support my channel, please leave a like on the video. And if you want to give me your feedback, go ahead and leave a comment. Other than that, I want to say I love you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Holy aluminum, Batman. Fucking loads of it.